Hello. Let me know if y'all can hear me. We are in a different type of setup. Well, it's not the different type, but we are back. Can't see all my peoples. But welcome, y'all. I'm Lady Emerald. I am two-head hoodoo woman. I'm astrologer, diviner, all of those things. Every new season, new astrological season, I come on YouTube Live to give you guys live zodiac elemental readings. I've been doing this for years, stopped for a while on and off. But I mostly used to do them on Instagram. Now we're fully over here on YouTube. And we are here for Aries season. And today's a Friday, but it feels like a Monday. And yeah, so it is a Friday, feels like a Monday. Mercury has turned direct. The sun is now in Aries. And we just had new moon in Pisces and all of those things. And I just like, I'm trying to really feel, I'm really trying to kind of like feel the, how do I explain, like feel the energy. We had a lot of things happen in Pisces season. I'm happy the Pisces season is over, to be honest. It was long but short at the same time. A lot of energy there, like it's going to be a lot of energy for Aries season. But before we jump into that, let's do a couple of house announcements. So couple house announcements. Today is the last day to sign up for my foundational mediumship class. If you hear things in the background, I don't know if y'all hear the phone in the background, but today's the last day to sign up for the second March date of my foundational mediumship class that will be happening on the 22nd on Sunday. And I just want to say, like, I was like very hesitant to bring that class back. I have not done it in 3 years. And to bring it back this year and with added material that has been asked, so added things about astrological natal placements, to really be in a better space to teach mediumship, like real mediumship, because everyone thinks they are a medium or can be a medium, but just because you can talk to your ancestors does not make you a medium. You're supposed to be able to do that because they're literally in your DNA. But like we talk about everything for like what the clairs really look like, empath versus intuitive versus psychic versus medium. We talk about how to keep yourself grounded with your higher self, not just your gut. We talk about like the purpose of a medium during these times. Like it's truly foundational. So after that class, you can do whatever you want, you know. What else is going on besides that? That class is going to be available April, May, June, and July. So all of that information will be in the description box. Those signups, if you need a payment plan, baby, it's available. Okay, just email me. Sign up and email me. What else? What else is technically going on that I can say right now? I can't. Oh, I have a Patreon. There's a free tier, a $5, $12, and $20. $20 gets like pretty much everything. They get to also be like cool guinea pigs. I have announced that like I just gathered all my old grimoires and books of shadows, and I like am like releasing like cool stuff once a month now over on Patreon, depending on how heavy it is. It's going to depend on which tier gets it, but it's a space where you get more information, more in-depth spiritual tips and know-hows from me, and also readings that you're just not going to get here on YouTube off bat. If you do, it'll be later on, you know. So yeah, I think those are all my announcements. It's like my brain cannot think about like what else is going on that I can tell y'all right now. But just follow me on Instagram and Threads. I'm mostly on IG, kind of on Threads, more or less. And also, if you want more information or know how, just want to be nosy about Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, me and Liz did an episode on our astrology podcast, Astro and Negro, Astro in Black. And I think on our last episode, like past the hour mark, we fully dove into Michael B. Jordan's and Ryan Coogler's charts and like why they have such a good synastry, brotherhood. So that will all be in the description box after this. And so yeah, those are my house announcements. So before we get into the readings, like we do announcements, then we get into the astrology of it all. Drop an emoji in the chat. If you're on the replay, drop it in the comments of like the emoji that described your Pisces season. Like I said, it was long but short, and then it was like full of Mercury retrograde. But drop the emoji. And let's get into this astrology, because baby, it's a lot of it. So as I said, today the sun went into Aries, Mercury went direct in Pisces. So we're technically done with Mercury retrograde, but there's this thing called a shadow period that can be even worse than the actual retrograde, and we'll be in there for the next couple of weeks. I think April 7th, 4th. One of those dates are like the last dates of Mercury retrograde shadow. So yes, you would still be in the funk of it. Those of us who are coming out of our Saturn returns, we are getting some reprieve because Saturn is now in Aries. But because there was so much Pisces energy, Pisces stellium, Mars was in Pisces, Mercury's in Mars is in Pisces, Mercury is in Pisces, Venus is still Venus is now in Aries, hallelujah, but we still had like a huge amount of Pisces energy that kind of made it feel like our Saturn return was elongated a little bit. But that's to be expected with that. So like it's just like really good energy right now. Kind of you should be feeling some reprieve, or you should be feeling, for some people, maybe a little bit anxious, right? And the only reason why you're a little bit anxious is because you feel the energy shifting, because the moon is in Aries, but it is void. So it's not really that great of energy with the moon being void. Probably more tired today, and that's to be expected. But let's talk about some other things that's going to be happening during Aries season, some very big transits that you should be made aware of. So let me look at my notes on the computer. So today is spring equinox. Happy spring equinox. But on the 30th of March, Venus will move into its home of Taurus. Okay, Venus rules over Taurus in Libra. And hold on. And so during that time, really, when Venus is in Taurus, we're going to want to like really slow things down. We want to be able to savor the things that we love. We may want more savory treats. We may want to like dive into like better sheets, better linens, better food, just better entertainment, period. Anything that we truly enjoy to our highest capacity. And with Venus being a Taurus, but all the other energies transiting or shifting from Pisces to Aries, you may feel an urge to rush things, but make sure to lean into like, if I really love this, why am I rushing it? Let's savor and be in the present a little bit. Then on the second, we have full moon in Libra. Now, see, I did something a little different for the moons. If you have been in like following me for like years, like you're an OG Emerald, right? So all my followers are called Emeralds. If you're an OG Emerald, and y'all remember, not only did I used to go live on IG for like the season readings, but I also went live for new full moon, and I used to like pull cards for that too. Yeah, we're kind of doing this again a little bit. So instead of like breaking down like what's exactly happened for full moon in Libra, I said, let me pull some cards. Let me pull some cards. Um, so full moon in Libra, the full moon in Libra would be at 12 degrees. That is a Pisces degree. This is just kind of, sometimes we look at degrees for astrology and what that means. Full moon, we know a lot of times full moon talks about transformations and releases. It also talks about not only release, but true, like a definitive commitment to let go or a loss. And so full moon in Libra, we get during the full moon in Libra, the sun will be in Aries, Saturn being Aries, Neptune will be in Aries, Venus will finally be um Venus will finally, be in Taurus, but Mars will still be in Pisces. But the sun in Aries will be interacting with Jupiter in Cancer. So you will really be feeling in your feelings. You will be very much so in the sentimental mode and looking back at what you lost. And the cards say that as well. We got Five of Pentacles. We got Five of Pentacles for the full moon in Libra. So full moon in Libra, Five of Pentacles talks about this loss of resources. So this may even talk about, loss of time, loss of anything physically, so money, or this feeling of like you're maybe even lost within your body, or you feeling this detachment from your body. And full moon in Libra is saying like, what do you need to release, right? What do you need to release to find that balance again, so you will stop feeling lost in this world? What do you need to change in the physical? How do you need to manage your time a little bit more? What do you need to release? Do you need to purge things out your closet, out your home, and give to somebody else so you can stop feeling cluttered and lost in your home? Do you need to stop hoarding? Like, what do you need? How do you need to find balance in your life? How does that transformation fully feel in the physical? And what in the physical is stopping you from moving forward? Right? What do you need to change and release? What do you need to ask for help for? That is the full moon in Libra, especially with that Jupiter in Cancer. It feels like what in the community, and like what is missing, or what do you need to lose in order for you to feel at home, especially with Venus being in Taurus. And with those, Saturn's in the sun and Neptune being in Aries, it's all about action. Like what are those actions that you're doing? So that is the full moon in Libra on the 2nd of April. Now, after that, on the 9th, we have Mars entering Aries. So Mars enters its home of Aries until the 18th of May. Mars being home in Aries brings more energy to the work that you want to do, but it also brings impatience and creativity and new types of like innovation and leadership. So like, yeah, you might be impatient, but you like feel this excitement to move forward. You feel the newness of spring and us fully coming into 2026 with the spring equinox. And especially if you did things correctly, you kind of feel some reprieve after you did some releasing work for the full moon in Libra. And so, because now you have space and capacity to imagine more, you feel more grounded and in home in your space. After that, on the 15th, Mars, the 9th of Mars is also, it's the 9th of Mars. The 9th of April is also when we finally come out of the retrograde shadow. We're fully out of Mercury retrograde. And then on the 15th, Mercury enters Aries. So yapping supreme, okay? Mercury entering Aries to add fire and impulsive energy during Neptune, Saturn, and Mars. Your tongue may be more sharp, the brain thinking quickly, or also misfiring, and you may feel more irritated during this time. This is something that we need to keep in mind, because now we're going into what we call a Aries stellium. So that means Mars, Mercury, the Sun, Saturn, Neptune. all in Aries. Also, Chiron, the asteroid, the moon healer, will all be in Aries. As we go into what? The new moon in Aries on the 17th. So we will have like 7 things, 7 major astrological placements and actors like really in this aggressive, impulsive sign. When it's that many like that in one sign, everything is aggressive, not just because it's an Aries. And so we really want to like be mindful of how we move, right? New moon in Aries, when I pull for this, new moon in Aries at 27 degrees is a Gemini degree. So that misfiring, that going off, that, but also being like truly receptive and getting a lot of information all at once that you want to use. I said pause on that, okay? Don't do that. Do it in a way that you have a handle on things. Why do I say that? Because when I pull cards for the new moon in Aries, I get the Chariot. The Chariot is a major arcana where we really focus. It says there's a big spiritual shift, but you get it. You have the handle. You can handle it nicely. You can it's like full speed ahead. That all these different ties and levers and things, you have more control over than you think, and you just have to move forward with like firmness and that you get it now. But with this Aries energy, don't be impulsive with it. Like, don't tell the horses to go before you get all of the reins. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, that is a really good card to have for new moon in Aries, but like I said, it's also really aggressive energy with what's going on in the world right now. A lot of people are looking at new moon in Aries like, all right, what's about to happen? And so I don't want to get people's anxiety up, but that is something that we are looking at to really figure it out, like to really see what's going on the stage, um on the world stage, because there is a lot going on. Then after that, we just have the sun going into Taurus on the 420. And at the end of April, we're gonna have like one of the bigger transits of the decade. But we'll get into that during Taurus season. So those are like the major astrological place transits of Aries season. Okay. So now we are going to get into, I don't remember. Oh, there we go. Now we're going to get into like everybody's favorite part of this. We're going to get into the readings. And so it's already set up of who going first. It is their birthday. Happy birthday, Aries placements. It is your birthday. I hope that you are already enjoying it and hope you enjoy your birthday. So how this is going to go, right? We go, today we're going fire, water, air, earth. The cards have already been like, they're out here waiting for us to read. I have not seen them. So I'm going to be experiencing this with y'all. If not, so always go by your sun, moon, or rising. If you have a day chart, go by your rising and your sun. That means when you look at your chart, the sun is in houses 7 to 12. And then you have a night chart if your sun is in houses 1 through 6. So if you have a night chart, look at your moon and your rising. Now, also, this go around just like what's been happening all this year. If you are working with a major transit, so if you're working with Saturn Aries, because it's your Saturn term, you may want to also look at fire signs, although you may be a water sign, So that is how we are doing this. But let me drink some water. Y'all know how I do. Let's get into fire signs. Let's see what's happening with fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. We are using portals, the tarot portals. And we are using the Oracle cards, Soul's Journey Lessons cards. Amen. Um, and y'all know I'm bad at writing down timestamps. Let's go and get into it. So, yeah, okay. Get 4 cards here. We get, the Magician reverse. Okay. The Moon. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. Temperance reversed. Okay, so automatically, we'll look at the oracle cards after this. Fire signs. Woo! Okay, with so much being in the fire signs for Aries season, I'm not surprised that you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be like, I wouldn't say like panicking, but like I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are so nervous and anxious that you start to feel it in your fingers, right? And this leads to you not knowing where to put your energy. With the Magician card reverse, saying like you have this blind spot as to what resources you're missing. You have this blind spot of not knowing that you don't need anything else. You don't need extra hype. You don't need extra whatever. Just do the thing. Whatever you've been thinking about, just do the thing, but don't do it in a way. Because with the Knights of Pentacles here, it's saying like you need to do it in a way that's like truly grounded. Like the Knights of Pentacles say, go head on, you're going to receive more resources, right? You're heading towards more resources. You're going to receive more resources, whether that be through job, um, maintain your body better, more like money out of nowhere, or people helping you out. You're going to get that. But you have to understand, like, you already had those resources. Like, you just have to recognize them in a sense, right? The Magician reverse also with the Moon card and Temperance reverse is going back to like so much energy that's nice. There's so much Aries energy, fire signs, that it like you're misfiring. Yes, you should go ahead, but it should be grounded, which goes into like why you need to look at your resources, the people around you that can help you execute whatever. But also, you need to be real with yourself. Whatever you say that you want to do you even really want to do it? Or are you just doing it because you need to check some off your list? That sounded very like for somebody. The Moon card talks about illuminating the parts that you necessarily. I'm gonna be real. The Moon card in this section feels like, did you even ask the right fucking questions? Or are you going off of somebody else when your shit is different? You know what I'm saying? It feels like you're even scared because Aries energy is so much Aries energy. It's like the baby and of the bunch. It's kind of prideful, right? Um, but I think something's coming up for like Leo placements, especially because there's not much going on in like Leo and Sag, but like Leos, this type of energy is getting them geared up for the shift of the nodes that's happening in July when the nodes switch to Aquarius and Leo. But for like Leos in particular, don't necessarily I don't feel what I'm channeling is not that Leo placements will be necessarily doing things for next steps, but for Leos and Sagittarius, it feels like you're observing right? You're observing too much, and like you're not asking the right questions. Like, am I even supposed to be comparing? Well, you're not supposed to be comparing, but observing this X, Y, and Z person as a form of example, as a form of grounding. No, you're not. Temperance reverse also gives me, and that's why I said that overindulgence, you're doing too much. Temperance reverse talks about it's just like this rush of information, this rushing that happens. Um and just I just feel like constantly asking fire signs like, baby, you over there doing X, Y, and Z, or saying, oh, I'm about to do it just like that, or but do you even want to do it? Or do you need to like look at your resources and ask the right questions and like instead of like comparing and doing something like the next person, do it with what you got. And then those opportunities or whatever you're trying to make happen to move forward will move forward. Why are you comparing? That's the waste of everybody's time. Let's be real. That's the waste of everybody's time. Let me see. Interesting. The moon card and okay, the two cards or cards y'all got was discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Correct. That not impulsiveness. Empathy. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of the situation. Right? Because that to me that goes back to asking the right questions, and seeing, or even for some of you it's like maybe asking a mentor or somebody who's been in your position or where you want to be about some things and seeing things from their side. But that don't necessarily mean you're supposed to be doing it like them. You just take their advice and move forward. It's very interesting, fire placements, because it just feels like you're in the space of knowing what's next. You want to do it, but you're kind of comparing. You want to do it and you want to do it impulsively versus being grounded, and you like look at the resources you have. You can't imbibe in just so much information when it's not for you or aligned, which goes back to asking the right questions and having the discernment, right? So that the opportunities can come to you because they want to come to you, or you would never have the Knight of Pentacles here. But don't take on everything all at once. Maybe that's the real message, right? Like, see, look at everything, weigh your pros and your cons, give way, empathy, thought to all of that, and move forward, like I said, in a very disciplined and grounded way. Fire signs, that's, I don't know, that's like very interesting. I think like it's very particular about how this will unfold for you during this season with so much in fire signs. Yeah, if you're a Sagittarius placement, something said hold tight. um and that's just like what I'm getting. So fire signs, make sure like really keep me in the loop, because I think y'all, since it is so much Aries energy, especially with these big major transits and this being the setup, you know what I'm saying, for the next few, I don't know. Just keep me updated. I know y'all don't like to sit and wait and be patient, but the impulsiveness is not going to be it. Um, when there's no plan or empathy or discipline tied to it, that's just gonna be a waste of everybody's time. And then with like the comparison and everything, ask the right questions, have proper discernment, and you'll be fine. Fire signs. just keep me in the loop because I know I like to stay in the loop. Um, and now we're gonna move on to the water signs. Let's see what they got going on. Let's see what they got going on. Okay, water signs. Let me drink my water. Water signs. We have two cards. We got two oracle cards. Let's go through the tarot first. Water signs. You are exhausted, babes. You are exhausted. We have the Four of Swords and we have the Ace of Wands reversed. Now, I'm gonna go on and look at the elite oracle cards. Surrender and health. Water signs. Just lay down. Just gonna lay down, baby. Lay down. The name of the game for Aries season, especially because what people really don't know about Neptune and Aries, with all this and just Aries energy, period, you're gonna have inflammation and you're going to have headaches. That's everybody. Um For Aries season, water signs, there needs to be a pivot to health. There needs to be a pivot to resting. That means if you need to get a bedtime, a morning time routine, all this is part of spiritual hygiene. Like if you need to brain dump every single day, you do that. Your energy is not there. Mental exhaustion from so much energy in the water signs from Pisces season, from the shifting of so much water energy to now Aries energy, there's just a huge, just like a whiplash, right? And so you have the Four of Swords, which talks about this needing for mental rest, this needing to stop having everything in your mind. That's why I say if you need to brain dump every day, and or when you know wake up in the morning or before you go to bed, it's part of this like spiritual hygiene. I implore you to do so, water signs. There needs to be a true focus on that. If you need to do it in lymphatic tissue massage, if you need to go get massage period, or your hands, feet done, your nails done, your hair done, groom, whatever you need to do health wise, go to the doctor. Get 8 to 9 hours of sleep at night. Start walking 5 to 10,000 steps a day. I don't care what it is, yoga, whatever. Water signs, your focus for Aries season is to rest, to replenish, to rebalance. Ace of Wands reverse says what? Slow down. It's a forced slow down because it's the Four of Swords and the Ace of Wands. It says, oh yeah, it says, oh yeah, you want to do X, Y, and Z? Too bad in real life, Pookie Duke. Go lay down. Oh, you want to go on a date? Okay, well, like I need to go get like smoothies, or like it can't be too much. It still needs to help you regulate your nervous system. It says surrender. I can release my need to control. I think that goes back to that full moon in Libra, right? Surrender. I can release my need to control. It's part of your health problems. It's part of you being tired. Is you trying to control everything. Water signs, you can't. You can barely control your emotions. So like you can barely regulate them. So there needs to be some type of other type of reprieve for you. And we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Water signs. Like if you're on my Patreon, you know I have been hooping and hollering about having multiple altars for this year. Like everyone should have multiple altars. You know, people have ancestral altars. What about an altar for yourself? Your body is the first vessel. Your body is the first altar. Maybe you create like really cool like water signs. Oh, I like the water. So maybe you go down to the river, the creek, the ocean. Make you a little cute something at the in the bath, and it looks like a little cute little mermaid. I don't care what it is. Create a routine of health and rest. It is so imperative. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if you know do a self-love altar, do a self-love spell, do a I'm about to go to sleep spell. I don't care if you gotta start making like certain teas at night to help you go to bed. I do not care what it is. But your brain and your body is probably already yelling at you. You probably already have been having headaches since like Neptune went to Aries. You probably, like I said, you probably sinus, allergy, all that is your body screaming for you to lay the fuck down. That is your job for you this Aries season. Ain't that beautiful? Um, lean into that Venus and Taurus energy. Once Venus goes in Taurus, lay on some good sheets. Eat things with like really hydrating things with water. Okay. Um, drink your water, drink your electrolytes. Okay. I mean, I don't know what to say because I think like I said, I don't think this is what the card's saying. This is why I'm channeling. Like part of the problem is this need to control things. You can't control anything if your body's out of whack. If you can't regulate your nervous system, that's a waste of time. Release, let it go, move forward. That new moon in Aries, water signs, just stay indoors. Just stay indoors, babies. It's okay. Very short, very straight to the point for water signs, for Aries season. I think that was a good one. Just for you to be like, go like the spirit said, it's okay, baby, go lay down. You done enough. And to that we say thank you. We say thank you. And now we're gonna move over to air signs. Amen. Okay. Air signs. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. We have 3. Let's see what these 3 are. The 9 of Pentacles reverse. The Page of Swords. Okay. The 6 of Cups reverse. But then we have, for the 2 Oracle cards, air signs, we have acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot control. Interesting. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Air signs, air, sun, moon, rising. You feel like if the fire signs and the water signs had a baby, this is what's like their messages feel related to yours. 9 of Pentacles, right? 9 of Pentacles reverse talks about Aries season. You, with so much shift in energy with the fire signs are air signs. They do fool each other. There's a lot of air and fire sun friends, like friendships. With the shift into Aries, fire sign. I said fire signs, air signs. You thought this would be in your favor, right? You feel like you immediately feel this shift and be like, boom, bam, 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 bam. But that's romanticizing things. 6 of Cups reverse talks about like romanticizing things, but in a very negative way. Or the outcome can be particularly negative. 9 of Pentacles reverse talks about like, oh, you didn't see the fruit of your labor. Things did not go the way you thought it would go, which goes back to the accepting things. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change, because it wasn't for you to be in control over. Perseverance. I know what I can do. I can do whatever I put my mind to. Listen, air signs, we may, because I'm also a Gemini sun, like we may be a little disappointed this Aries season and whatever we thought it was going to happen, how it happened. And I feel like this is regarding with the Page of Swords. This is regarding, I feel like this is regarding like work, job, career. I feel like air signs, maybe you put all your eggs in one basket when it's time to kind of, what it's really time to do. For those, I want to talk about friendships for some reason for air signs. It just came through. I think this also goes back to friendships not feeling the same, or your relationships, your platonic relationships shifting, and you're not necessarily liking the way it shifts, but it does give renewal possibility for romantic relationships. Is really just dating, right? Six of Cups reverse and the romanticization of life, right? Maybe you're not romanticizing life correctly, or maybe somebody from your past is coming up again. And I'm gonna say this, it's a no, okay? Or maybe what's I keep seeing like different flashing. So like maybe you you have a scattered mind, and this also all that energy from Aries season. And I know my message is coming out scattered too, because it's how it feels for air signs. Aries season is going to feel a little scattered. There's a lot of moving pieces. The main things you want to focus on and have control over are not going the way you want it to. You're still being open. Page of Swords talks about being open to receive new knowledge and new ways of thinking, and trying to like be a scholar in that in a way. So you're really observing. But then like in this observance, you kind of start to kind of like romanticize things as people come in and out your life, this restructuring of platonic relationships and possibility for dating. You just feel still a little scattered, because like, oh, they told me to romanticize my life, but you're also a little bit logical, but your romanticization is not where it's supposed to. I won't say it's not where it's supposed to be. It's just not like what you thought should happen. It's just not going to happen that way. And that's okay, right? You continue to do the things that you need to do, air signs, because this is a long game. The energy is shifting again, and you're trying to find your place. You're trying to find the right prayer, the right spiel, the right petition. And it's just like, baby, just go with the flow and continue to observe. Like, it's a with all this energy that's going on, especially when we hit new moon in Aries. By the time we hit new moon in Aries, you're gonna be like a scholar in the game of like crazy scattered minds to still work, and we're gonna persevere. We're gonna accept. We can go off, yell, scream, curse, whatever you need to do, and deal with your disappointments. Maybe the real message is like, deal with your disappointments this season. Air signs is just deeper. Things are just deeper than you think. Like your relationship with disappointments is deeper than you think. And maybe the Six of Cups it goes back to like really sitting with the past relationships, the past romanticizations, how you thought things was to go, not things not going the way things need to go. Like, I just think this Aries season is going to like hit on that a little bit more, going to pick that wound a little bit more. And you gotta accept, you gotta persevere, and you have to deal with your disappointments. Wow. I didn't think that reading was going that way. Like, let me know that resonate, air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. And maybe that full moon in Libra, like really tap into that, really release that we're talking about earlier when I was talking about the full moon in Libra. Maybe that's good for you, so you can restore that balance, so you can be the Page of Swords, be that open-minded person, that scholar, that wanting to, like, the mind starting to connect the dots a little bit more for their perseverance, for their acceptance, so you won't continue to be stuck in this Six of Cups era, this delusional denial, right? Like, really, really sit and deal with those disappointments as they come up, because Aries season is about change, but like what is change without loss? Not change. To be honest, if that's not what that is. And so, air signs, just let me know what if they resonate. Like, keep me updated with what goes on in Aries season. And yeah, I'm gonna go on and move over to the earth signs. So yeah. Okay. So earth signs. As always, get to have your water. So moving over to earth signs, we have 2 oracle cards and 2 tarot. What's going on? Like, what's going on? We have the 3 of Cups reversed, and we have the 7 of Wands. My God, today, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. And if you're dealing, working with some transits, listen, 3 of Cups reverse, 7 of Wands. We got patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And relationships, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Earth signs, let's talk about, y'all supposed to have patience, but y'all actually don't. You don't have patience if you're not in control, or if things are not going your way. 3 of Cups reverse talks about not feeling welcomed, not feeling honored, not feeling loved, not feeling celebrated. And the 7 of Wands talks about this defensiveness is going to be coming up during Aries season, right? It's not only this defensiveness, this like needing, like you feel like you need to protect. And I really think this goes back, earth signs, to having more emotions this Aries season than you're typically used to having. Listen, don't yell at me, just listen to what I'm saying. 7 of Wands is talk with this 3 of Cups reverse, talks about this protecting your trying to like protect your heart. All them new relationships were trying to come in. Listen to what I'm saying, because I feel like some of y'all just say, excuse me, like I'm fine, like my relationship. Some earth signs are having to deal with, right, new people trying to come into their life. And these people may be romantic. I'm not feeling platonic, right? Maybe a couple of y'all have new mentors coming in. Great. But even then, I feel like there's this wall that you're trying to keep up during Aries season, and it does not make no sense when you are already disappointed, when you already feel a lack, when you already feel a lack of emotional support. Like, trying to be defensive is just going to make more disappointment. Trying to be very protective is just going to give more sadness, more loneliness. Like, continue to let people in and continue to say, I need to, like, you can't ask for better people in your life, and then when they try to have you be vulnerable and have you not be in control and have you be more patient with how things unfold, you build a wall up. You're snippy. Go sit on that lady couch. This sounds harsh, earth signs, but I don't like the energy of Aries season that's surrounding you all, because there is so much movement trying to happen for you earth signs. There's so much things just trying to happen in divine order, or patience would have never came up, that you can't get snippy or persnickety when things are trying to happen and people are trying to be a community with you, or show their romantic interest in you, and you be defensive. You will have this wall up. Like, you can't ask universe for certain things and then be mad as it shows up or how it shows up. It defeats the purpose. It defeats the joys and randomness of the universe. You have to continue to ask for discernment, but like, allow the newness to come in. Seven of Wands with this Three of Cups reverse. Something also is coming up regarding like co-workers. I don't want to say it's jealousy, but it's most definitely something there about people side-eyeing you or your work because of how things are moving and grooving for you. It's neither here and there. Have patience to get out your face. You just know, like, these people are not your safe space in the workplace, and you just like continue to move forward in this. Don't I just feel like I want to say, just don't be afraid to be vulnerable and be okay with how much how much energy Aries season is bringing in. Don't run off at the mouth. Take care of your health. 701s health wise can be like also another thing about scattered energy or built up walls. And so our signs, I want us to be really cognizant of that. Because I'm just like, we can't sit in disappointment and like we're the reason for the disappointment. Like, we are like not being vulnerable and liking people and blah blah blah. It just doesn't make sense. Like, you cannot complain about not being celebrated, and when new community comes in, you don't allow it. Defeats the point. It's like really like kind of like defeats the purpose. For the prayers, right? And be patient with yourself, earth signs, for real. Like, be patient with other people. Building community and relationships takes real work, and it's happening. Just don't be defensive with it. And just let me know if this resonates, earth signs. It's probably not the reading that you were expecting, but I wasn't expecting this either. And so with that, I think we're done. I think that's it. If I don't get any more downloads. Um so we did announcements, we did the astro breakdown, we did a couple card pulls for full moon, new moon, and then we went to fire, water, air, and earth. I think I wrote down all the time steps correctly, so catch the replay. And if you caught the replay, remember to put a couple emojis down and tell me how your Pisces season was, and if things resonated or not for you when you were watching. So yeah, happy Mercury direct, happy spring equinox. Please drink your water, please, please, please. It's going to be an inflamed Aries season, so stay hydrated, take care of your bodies, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.